Rightio, welcome back to another YouTube video. We're doing another big session working on the car from TLC to new mods. Start off with the new mods and then yeah, work through some more TLC stuff. But if you haven't already, go check out part 1. It'll be linked in the description. We're putting some attention. A little bit far out, Jez. Getting cobwebs on your car, it's not good. Must be because it's been too long since I've been out farm. But yeah, pretty average. Lucky enough, in the previous video, if you guys would have seen, I got sent a package from Vic Off-Road. So they have actually sent me brand new Sanhema mirrors. I'm super keen to get these on the car. There's some things that I gotta do to them first. Obviously they come with these chrome bits that you guys would have seen on the car out there. On some models these are actually indicators, but unfortunately for the 70 series these just come with like these chrome bits. But yeah, as we know, my car is black, so we're gonna stay true to the black. So we have got a box full of stuff that I picked up from Bunnings of paint, primers, sandpaper, masking tape, a lot to do it. Obviously the previous paint job didn't hold up to scratch. Hopefully this will last a lot longer. I've spent quite a while doing those ones, been 2 years plus I think. They've been through a lot. Hopefully these come out a lot nicer, stay black for longer. Otherwise, if this paint job fails again in future, I'll just get them wrapped. I'm just gonna mask this up, take my time, and then start sending them back. Just grab stuff out of the box to a beautiful little visitor. Hey mate, you come to check out my mirrors, have you? Legit just grabbed this and he's like on the side like, oh, yep, drop that. Yeah mate, you gonna help me paint these? Rightio, roughly masked up here. Hard part was getting it right through the middle there, but it's good enough. Now we'll get the sandpaper out. Using some of this stuff. We'll come back to you when it's not shiny anymore. Rightio, all scratched up. Now to repeat this whole process to the next mirror. One mirror, two mirror, sanded, solvent cleaned, ready for paint. So I've got this plastic primer here, ideal for plastic parts, bumper and trim, textured black. So I'm gonna leave that to dry actually overnight because it's starting to get a bit too cold for painting anyways. I'm not in a rush to paint these as it's already the end of the weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next clip when these are actually completely painted. And transitioning to the end of that last clip, we've now jumped a week ahead. These have all been painted throughout the week, pretty much touching them up here and there. A few coats done and yeah, they're ready to hopefully do the satisfying peel off of the paint protection. All right, let's see how we went. Woo. Did I get any paint on the mirror? Nah, that's sweet. And out mint, definitely a lot better than the chrome. It's gonna suit the vehicle heaps better. Time to replace the old ones that have seen better days and chuck the new ones on. So again, huge shout out to Vic Off-Road for sending these out. Discount code's Jazza79 if you guys want to save yourself some money and get your own. There we have it, number 1 is installed. In those few years that I've had the old mirrors, they must have changed the basing to how they're mounted because they're a little bit shorter, as you can see. The other one used to line up there. Simple pressure wash will get that off anyway. And now for the driver's side swap over. I'm just going to transition this one, so in 3, 2, 1. And there you have it, the other side's on. Driver's side looking neat, brand new. No cracks, no nothing, solid as a rock. And they look schmick. Just that little bit of difference on cleaning up the rig. Quick transition to the future. I'm currently filming the next video you guys are gonna see, which is actually pretty crazy. My dad actually surprised me with something huge. So something new, something huge, bigger than my car. So we're gonna have to, you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. We're up at the farm and I've just been using these Sandhema mirrors for the first time, the new ones. I gotta say, paint job came up schmick. Hopefully this doesn't go too bad when I go past trees and whatnot. But yeah, obviously got the sleek base design there. I love that they got the inserts here. So this actually covers and protects your bolts that go into the door, so you're not gonna have rusted bolts if you ever need to get to them. Beautiful rubber seal, dirt, mud, and all the stuff that I go through doesn't get behind there and rub and ruin your paint. So that's all sealed up there nice. They're solid. And they actually also extend out if you're towing, slide out nice and easy. And you've got your sort of wide angle mirror down here, and you've got your normal clear vision up the top. Straight vision up the top, wide down the bottom for your blind spots, and if you need to see when you're towing, it's definitely a lot more handy, or when you're reversing. Simple as that. This is definitely my sort of type of design, that sort of sleek cut edge, and I think it ties in beautifully with the rig. I gotta get out of here because it's raining, so I'm gonna jump back in the cab and continue filming next week's video. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be sick. I'm like smiling ear to ear. I need to get out of this rain, so enjoy the rest of the video though. I've got to mention, link in the description if you guys want to cop these mirrors. You can use my discount code JEZZA79 in all caps if you guys want to save a bit of coin and get your own set. So yeah. Righto, I've moved the rig inside because we're gonna try fix roof rack on the Canopy scenario. So we're gonna use the overhead crane with a sling and try pull this roof rack up, and then this will hold it up, and then I'll try put another little block in there and try bolt it from the inside out. So we'll see how we go. Something that needed attention all the way from after the Simpson Desert trip. This happened in the Simpson Desert. Not sure if you can see it, but I've got a roof rack. It's a Rhino rack platform right between the Canopy and my rooftop tent, and it sits bolted to my Canopy. Ends higher than there because that's actually sagged. Because in the Simpson Desert, this sort of all shakes and it's got my awning on it. Yeah, something that's needed attention for a while. Sort of looked at it once or twice and I was like, I gave up, but today is the day, we're gonna get it sorted. Plan is use the overhead crane, a sling that I'll wrap around the roof rack, and I'll just prop it up so it's at the level that I want, maybe even a touch more, so I can fit that block in there and hopefully get a bolt in from the inside. The way I had the other 3 corners done, one of those slidey little nuts that go on your channel of your runner rack platform, it's gonna be a bit of a mission to try line it up, but amongst my junk, this is actually the block that fell out of that side. So yeah, it's about 40 mil thick, and that's sort of the perfect height to have that roof rack propped up. Makes it a lot easier now that the pantry is not in here. Kind of hard to see, but that is the hole where we bolt through. This plate here, one I prepared earlier. Not really, it's a spare, but this goes in there to get your width so that I don't rip through the canopy. This is alloy and quite thin. Random little jump in here, mid-lift, but look what I spotted just before. That is a crack in the weld. Bit of fun, but anyway, we might address that at a later date. Just there. Rightio, so we now have clearance about the width of my block that needs to go in there. No way. I don't get that. Moment of truth there. No way. That is a miracle and a half. That is how it should look. How did I just do that? So as you guys would have seen, had to bend like this long wire to try feed that little locking nut that you slide through the channels, because way down there and cannot fit my hand in underneath between the canopy and the roof rack. It's like literally that thick. So I had to get it in the channel and then use the wire to push it along. I was trying to guess how to line it up with the bolt hole through the inside of the canopy here, trying to line it up. I cut another piece of wire and I sort of just looped that around, and I aimed the top section horizontally to where I was trying to line it up. So that gave me a reference with a torch in there to try to line that up to that. Finally got it up in there. Oh, yep, that feels about right. Undid the bolt, then I got my rubber block in there, played around with that again, got that lined up. I didn't really move anything in the channel, that should still be there. I just needed to add my spacer washer for the inside of the canopy. Did that, pushed it up, dropped down the roof rack a little bit, got it up in there, and then got it started. I was like, I think I just got it. Got the ratchet out, did it up, and we're golden. To tell you what, I was not taking off the whole rooftop tent. I was not taking off everything around it to try to get my arm in there. I remember doing it when we first put the roof rack on the canopy, me and my dad. This whole thing rigged up, no rooftop tent, it was just the roof rack. We had it slung up quite good. We placed the blocks on the canopy, lined up the channels in the washer, and then once it's down, obviously you can't see it, so like when there was a slightest gap, we're looking in there, trying to make sure we're lined up, trying to feed bolts through the bottom, just got them, and that was like pure luck then to do two sides of it. To do it like this, I knew it was going to be a mission, and that's sort of why I put it in the too hard basket for a while. But one in obviously each corner, so there was 3, now we got 4 again, which is really good because I'll tell you what, look at this. Not sure if you guys can see that, but that is a notch pretty much caved out of my canopy from the roof rack, bouncing around and hitting it all the time. And that's been doing that for the past 2 years. I know I've put it off for a while, but yeah, Simpson Desert was literally 2 years ago. That's now got more support for that back end because this awning's obviously got some weight to it, so bounced around 4-wheel drive tracks, that's more supported now, which I'm stoked about. I'm gonna go around each corner and make sure they're all tight. But yeah, as you guys can see, that is it there. I'm gonna make sure that's nice and tight, but not over tight. It's just something I'm gonna have to keep checking. They do apparently want to loosen themselves sometimes. I think we should be pretty solid. Like I said, it's only been the one for the past 2 years, and that was 3 years now that I've had that on there, or almost 3.5 to be honest. It's been through a bit. If you guys do watch the channel, if you have been following my TikTok for a number of years, you'll know where I take my car and what I do with it. Checked them all. There was only one other one that was slightly loose. As we've got the pantry off, actually I forgot to mention, I've dropped that off, so that is getting new runners put into it. Obviously this is a bit of a shamble down here, and I want to check on my inverter. And yeah, you know, the things you find that just get lost on camp trips. Found another lighter chilling next to my inverter. The usual couple coffee pods that are just gone missing. Yeah, that's another martini on a camp trip. I'm gonna clean that whole area up, and I'm gonna go behind my fridge and take the air fryer out and just check all my electrical connections which are behind there. It's something I actually do quite regularly. I hope it's regularly enough. Usually every 6 months after a bunch of full driving, camp trips, all that jazz. It's just good. I jump in the back of the canopy, try to squeeze my way in to those tighter spots, just check all my electrical connections, have a look back there, make sure no cables are rubbing on anything that are gonna short out and potentially, you know, up in flames, which is something you never want. This is just also another good peace of mind thing that I've added to the list of the TLC. We'll rip out the air fryer, check out everything behind there, make sure everything's good, give it a good vacuum, clean out, wipe down. There's a bunch of dust back there just from, you know, even from Simpson Desert a couple of years back. Welcome to inside Jezza 79's canopy. This is the back end here. So usually I have actually a carpet thing around here, but I've given up the past year. This is my absolutely neatest, beautiful, best wiring ever. Yeah, it's a bit of a maze when it's your first ever canopy job and you're trying to get it done in a week for Fink. This is what happens. And still have a look, get to my terminals. Yeah, there's not much more room on the terminals. It's pretty loaded up. There's dust everywhere, so I'm gonna wipe everything. Fridge fan, a good blowout with some air as well. Things like this that I've just sort of whipped up to save the fridge cable, you know, just on the edge of the fridge, because corrugations and just rubbing against the, you know, what might not seem sharp, just a plastic corner, can actually rub through. So I've got extra protection on this area of the cable, and I've also laid on this like little split rubber. Good, that's still intact. Happy enough with that, that doesn't matter. We'll check the terminals and have a look at all the other cabling. You can also actually see that is the other Canopy roof rack mount there. Looks like it's been doing 360s. I'll show you right now. This is why we do these checks. There we go, like this. Loose. Well, after checking everything, actually not too bad. None of the connections were loose. I gave them all just another nip up, but nothing concerning there. There was just 2 cables that I ended up finding that were slightly starting to rub through. Nothing severe. Still, you know, it takes some time. More corrugations, another year down the track, they might be rubbed through and then it might short out. Yeah, you don't want a canopy fire. Couple quick, simple fixes there. Just a bit of rubber to stop it rubbing on the side there, and then another rubber to stop it rubbing on the corner. I hope this inspires you as well if you've got a 12-volt setup. If you've got a 4-wheel drive at all, just go through it, poke your head under it. A good hour looking at things at finer detail, you might find something. Could save you some heartache in the future. Definitely recommend checking out the vehicle and all your wiring and everything. I know a bunch of us like to save money and do it ourselves, but sometimes it's not the professional way to do it, so it is handy just going in, checking it, making sure nothing's going wrong, and then yeah, you should be sweet. Comment below actually if you have any stories of you found something that was very close and you ended up fixing it and you saved yourself. If you got any stories like that, we'd love to hear them down in the comments. Look at the dust. I think it's still flying out, but yeah, fair bit of dust. I gave that back compressor fan in my fridge just a quick burst and it just, so much dust came out. It might make it run a bit more efficient. Just little things like that, you know, you don't really get to it, and when you get the opportunity to, pays off. Righto, on to the next thing. So this is 2 steady side lights. They're sort of my camping side lights. I've actually got left and right. So my right ones are the ones that haven't been working for maybe a year or so, but left side always works. I've been wanting the right side to work for the last few trips. Always facing the car inwards to camp like that. So fridge, obviously everything that side, but to get firewood and stuff, you want to be able to see out this side. So this side being out of action isn't really too handy. So while I'm back there, I found the problem and I just problem solved. A little crimp that came out the switch on my Nava rocker. Hopefully I'll just be able to chuck it back on and then we should have both lights going again. Moment of truth. We'll try to go through the window tint. It's a bit dark, but right side, let's go. Oh yeah. Let's make sure they're both on. Perfect. It might be like, I swear steady lights are brighter than that, which they are, but I've done little mods back in the day. I put window tint over my lights, like pretty much all over the vehicle. It's just to like blacken them out a bit. It's like that bright white light bar, and because I'm in the stages continuously blacking out my car, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool little thing. And yeah, local window tint, he was a legend and got it done for me. They haven't come off with a pressure wash or anything because obviously window tint's done from the inside, so this is just slapped on the outside and works fine. And the other reason is I didn't want my camp lights to be so bright. Steady, they come out with, fair enough. Steady come out with some fairly bright lights. Like these are only the tiniest little light bars that I've used as a sort of surrounding camp light, but yeah, when you're sitting there at a table with friends, they were really bright, so I tinted them back a bit and yeah, they're perfect now. Diving into the back of the canopy has been worth it. This is gonna do it for episode 2 of the TLC/mod series on the 79. Super happy with today's effort and yeah, getting those new mirrors on, they look schmick. Shout out to Vic Off-Road for sending them out. Jezza 79 below if you guys want to save some money and get your own. As well as that, some much needed attention to some crucial components on the rig. So we had the roof rack, finally got that mount complete. Checking the wiring system and everything was really important. Found a couple little gremlins that could be future big problems that are now diminished. Quite happy with that. Yeah, already in 2 episodes we have made the rig look absolutely a lot more neater, but there's plenty more to do to this thing, which you guys will see in the next episode. Like I mentioned, we've got the pantry set up here. That's actually down at a Canopy shop, getting new runners put in. I did actually also remount my UHF mount there. I've got the one that just sort of falls off like that. This, I've had so many issues with temperature changes in the cab, like overnight to really cold temperatures, and then during the day really hot, and this just wants to fall off. So I've gone with a bit of like strong Velcro to it, so hopefully that lasts. But yeah, I've done some like 3M super heavy duty, like heavy mounting tape, and that doesn't even hold it. Hopefully this Velcro sort of stuff will last. If not, please drop a comment below, help me out. If you guys have the same issue or have had the same issue. Do not want to Sikaflex it though. I don't want to glue it to the dash yet. Comment below if you got any other solutions. If you enjoyed this one, if you enjoy this series, drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. I drop them every Sunday, 5 PM. Sometimes YouTube doesn't want to push them out, so turn notifications on so you actually get notified that it's out, because sometimes I don't want to do it. If you guys want to follow any of my other socials, it is just Jezza79, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us for some 79 series, right foot.